Lake Michigan has many moods. On a rare, calm summer day, the lake can be as flat as glass. And most years in midwinter, much of the lake is covered with ice, as it is now. But Lake Michigan sees its share of storms, too. The largest waves and strongest winds usually come in late September through March. So in Wisconsin, that's when the surfing season takes place. Tracy Newman went to Atwater Beach in Shorewood in January on a day with gale-force winds and record-setting rains to find out more about the local surf scene.
People mistake surfing with just the act of surfing, catching a wave or paddling. It's not that. I'd say 95% of your time is simply waiting for a wave. So when I'm out there, it's kind of a meditation of sorts. And I feel like I'm connected to myself in ways that just don't happen when I'm driving to work. It's either my family, the waves, God, whatever it is. Those are the only times that I'm really, truly connected and really, truly me.
Look at that.
I mean, we can go and see.
Let's go.
Might as well.
Let's go.
Should we?
Yeah.
What's it like out there?
Looking really good. Decent size. I'm stoked.
It's not bad. Big for Lake Michigan, that's for sure.
When it's not breaking for 2 or 3 weeks, you're just jonesing to get out. We surf wherever there's waves, period. And sometimes if there's something right there and you see it breaking, you just get in because you don't want to take a chance and drive for an hour and a half and see that there's nothing breaking. There's some folks that say that surfing here is better. It is not better. Surfing the ocean, Hawaii, all that it's unbelievable. But surfing here, what we call the stoke, is much, much greater. The waves, I think, are better there, but the vibe here is really a heck of a lot more fun. And when you catch a wave here and when the waves are working here, it really stands out because it is truly a gift. Surfing on a lake, you're a little bit less buoyant and it's a lot more difficult, and the waves are not as clean. I think that the Great Lake surfers here, once we go out to the West Coast, we catch waves easiest by because these conditions are tough.
We are surfing in probably some of the harshest conditions on the planet. Wind chill, I've surfed in negative 20 or 30, but I've also surfed some days that haven't been as cold, but have just been straight up blizzards. I mean, the people that know me still think I'm crazy, but they at least understand where the crazy comes from. Most people they don't believe it, and how do you stay warm? Aren't you freezing? And I just kind of have to explain to them we have these wetsuits and they're really thick. The lake is kind of my personal sanctuary. It's where I go to kind of take the stress out of the day or the week and get to hang out with the community of people I've grown so close with.
When you're in a lineup with probably 20, 30 people here, you don't get what we call stink eye. You don't get people that are really angry as much. We know each other. It just feels like a group. It feels like a tribe almost. We feel like we're connected to each other when we're less connected than we ever have been because we're all plugged into our devices. And what's amazing is when you're waiting for waves, you don't look at the shore. You don't look at the buildings or the hill. You look at the horizon. And you can be out there with 20 people and it can be complete silence because they're all in their own space, doing whatever they feel they have to do to get grounded. The thing that we do very well here is we have this unspoken code where we're out there, it's head high, and someone will just say, hey, have you seen Eric or have you seen Tamir? And that's all we need to keep an eye on each other because you don't know. Your leash could snap, a board could hit you in the head, just a whole range of things could happen. So gale force winds are sketchy, but thankfully we have each other's back out there.
I hope that more people surf here. I mean, it is a double-edged sword because with more people, that's more crowds. But hopefully, you know, the stoke and the education we have around the lakes and the people enjoying the water here, that just continues to grow because it is something fun to do. It is something to get you off the couch in the wintertime.
Diversity in the lineup, there's potential there for that. Because right now the diversity, I think, is we have tall surfers and short surfers and a handful of women and a lot of guys and 1 or 2 black surfers out there. I think 1. And it's not just wanting to get more folks out there, but again, this is the resource that we all can benefit from. And the cost of surfing is relatively low. My hope for surfing in the Great Lakes is that we continue the path we're on. It does seem like it's grown a lot. And the thing that we've tried to do here, all of us, is make sure that we keep it feeling small town and keep the vibe, the stoke real. You know, you're gonna have websites and surf shops and shapers and all this other stuff that feels like it's the West Coast. That's great. But if we begin to adopt a corporate feel, that's not gonna work. So one of our hopes is to get more folks in the water, because the more we have people in the water, the more they know the lake. The more they know this lake, the more they'll fight for this lake. And right now it's safe to say that our lakes are in peril. And if we don't band together and get more folks involved, then folks will just jeopardize this. They'll just destroy it. So right now, you can have thousands of cars driving by Lake Drive, and they're looking straight ahead or at their phones probably. And they look at the lake and they look at it as if it's a canvas, but not really feeling it and living it. So my hope is surfing kind of changes their relationship with this lake and know that this is a gift that they don't just look at, but they can utilize and experience.